all these 15-20 literature reviews, then write in 9 to 15 lines what overall technical gaps are there, so that you can validate that, okay, this was the part of motivation. And even some people write motivation or other things. Actually, you should not write.
Okay, so doctor, the next thing that I want to ask you is that let us suppose I have found a research gap that can be worked as a part of my PhD thesis. Now, how do I validate that the research gap that I found out is actually a valid research gap, or shall I try to find out something else? How will I do that?
Chandan sir, actually research gap, or I can say the question that you have asked me, actually it's a very tricky question. Now, I would like to give an answer starting from what exactly is a research gap. Now, even before I would like to start this answer, I would like to inform all of you that exactly research gap means that what exactly do you think that you are, suppose you are working on making some routing protocol, or you're proposing something better for a particular area. Okay, like suppose I'm working towards cloud computing and I want to make some energy efficient load balancing algorithm. So which means that I'm not the only one who is starting that research or proposing something new. Even lots of researchers have done something. So research gap means that maybe a researcher has worked on one particular point and other researcher has worked on other particular point, but some drawbacks are there in one technique, which means a technique has this positive point, but it has this negative point. B technique has also this positive point, but again, this is a negative point. And let me tell you, sir, I'm a regular reviewer of Publons. And when I do the research paper review, I always give a tip to all of the research papers that once you have written the related works or literature review, please write in 9 to 10 lines what exactly is the gap that you have studied, what overall analysis that you have done that is actually known as the motivation for your proposed work. That is research gap. Because you have actually find out a particular problem that the existing techniques are struggling, and how the technique is not giving us the proper results in the outcome of implementation. Now, coming to the answer that how it can be helpful. So I would like to tell you that in order to validate the result, so the answer can only come to you that, okay, sir, I got the validation that, okay, you have made a routing protocol which was having better packet delivery ratio, better latency, but yes, your protocol was not secure. Okay, now what you have added, you can say, sir, I have improved your protocol. I have improved my protocol with not, I can say high-end results, but yes, my results are somewhat okay, but I added this aspect which was missing. And now I can prove that my work is better than this, and this work can lead to better solution to this particular area. Research gaps are actually made to not only to, you can say that is called your letting your work defending against the existing works, but it is actually means that you are actually contributing to that particular field in a better solution for existing critical problems. That is the only answer. So in order to validate, you have to validate with your results. You have to do experimentation. You have to compare that, okay, sir, this was having this problem. This was having this problem. Now with this table, I can prove that, okay, at this point of time, with this type of parameters, my protocol or my methodology is giving better results. And I have saved this part. I have improved this part. And then with this type of experimentation, with this type of parameters, you can do the analysis that, yes, sir, I have proved that no doubt that my work is better than these things, but I added this thing which was actually missing with these things. And now I can say that this technique makes my technique not only better, but even it is working significantly better with an innovation to this particular area. So that is called research.
That's actually a very good way to validate the work that we want to
So
do as a
again, I
part of
would like to
research.
inform you before we can stop this video that all the via your channel. So when you are writing a research paper, again, I would like to repeat that once you have done the research literature review, okay, like, okay, in Core et al. 39 stated, experimented, or proposed that, okay, you did 15 to 25 papers, it is okay. Okay, now even I would like to add something more, like suppose if you're writing a literature review, make it sure that you start with what is being proposed. Okay, then highlight what is the novelty associated with that particular aspect. Then stress that what are the conclusions or experimentations being done by a particular researcher. So, and everything can be found from abstract and conclusion. That's why I'm always telling you that first of all, when you read a research paper, start with abstract and read the conclusion so that you should understand what the paper
What
is
is?
giving you about, and whether that paper is actually matching your scope of research or not. This is the first thing. And secondly, once you're done with all these 15, 20 literature reviews, then write in 9 to 15 lines what overall technical gaps are there so that you can validate that, okay, this was the part of motivation. And even some people write motivation or other things. Actually, you should not write motivation. You should write technical research gaps identified. Or you can say from the above literature, it is stated that this was the problems. And now we are taking this as a proposal that, okay, we are proving that with our system model, energy model, network model, or whatever the proposed architecture or whatever you are proposing with your novel algorithm or some deep learning solution for that.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for this answers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.